deserve it. You bleeping deserve it. Now, tomorrow, forever. You deserve this loss. They gave you that game. They bleeping gave you the game, and you just handed it back to them on a platter. I can't believe it. 21-point lead squandered by the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. You heard Jaws say in the pregame show, they're treating this like it's their Super Bowl, and we treated it like a preseason game, at least halfway through the second quarter. Post-game live on the air. Sorry, we're a little upset. Barrett Brooks, Ron Jaworski, Jason Avant, Ruben Frank. We'll have all the interviews. But my goodness, 14 penalties for almost 100 yards. The drops, the miscues, the missed field goal, the sack by Jalen Hurts. Barrett, go ahead. I'm out of breath already.
Just an undisciplined team. That's all it was. An undisciplined team didn't go to play the second half. How do you think you can just play one half and not do the second half? It's undisciplined football to have that many penalties, give up that much, and then,
Go ahead, Jaws.
354 yards passing from Dak Prescott. 354 yards. We had a 21-0 lead. You can't lose games this way. This is not championship football. This is still a very good football team, but you can't lose a 21-0 lead to the Dallas Cowboys, a meaningful game, a very meaningful game. And you said it. I said it before the game. We were going to get Dallas's best shot. This was their Super Bowl. Well, they played like it was their Super Bowl after a slow start. But it's embarrassing to blow a 21-0 lead. I'll let Rube give the numbers, how long it's been since he could have given up a lead like this. 21-0.
Well, you remember the game in 1985. This is only the fourth time.
I was part of that one.
Only the fourth time in Eagles history they've blown a 21-point lead. It happened in 1945. It happened in 1985 against the Vikings, cost Marion Campbell his job. And it happened in Andy Reid's first game as an NFL head coach. You remember the Brian Finneran drop? They were up 24-0 and lost that game to the Cards across the street at the Link. It's inexcusable. And, I mean, you can point to a lot of different things. You can't score 21 points on your first three drives and not come close to scoring again. They score one more touchdown, they win the game. Kevin Patullo, I don't know how you can let him continue calling plays after this. Their last 8 drives, they didn't score. They had 6 first downs and 100, and I'm sorry, I'm doing the math in my head right now, 111 yards. Had 196 yards on the first 3 drives and 21 points. Didn't come close to scoring again.
Not only 1 first down on the 5 drives after their last score.
Yeah, and then
one first down.
And then they had 4 on the last couple. They moved the ball a little bit, but I just don't know. In fact, I think I said it when it was 21-21. I said, Kevin Patullo shouldn't even be calling plays the rest of this game. He's not giving this offense. And look, he's not the only problem. I mean, he is not the only problem, but he's the constant on this offense. He's the one thing that I don't think it can be fixed.
Jason Avant, when you look back at this now?
Well, when I look back at it, the thing that you notice is that they abandoned the run game. And now this team is known as a running football team. And yes, you had some success passing early. And I don't know if you remember back in the 2018 championship year, what they would do is they would pass the ball and then run the ball to close. And I thought that would be that type of a game.
Right.
So when you pass the ball so much, the clock stops because there's more incompletions. So the Dallas Cowboys can always come back in the game. That's why it seemed like the game was so long, is because the Eagles were constantly passing, so you get unlimited opportunities for the Cowboys to come back in that game. You talk about the penalties, you talk about the turnovers, and then you talk about not exploiting Dallas's weakness. They had Kalen Carson out there, throw the ball at him every single time, number 21. He leaves the game. His backup comes into the game. Siobhan Revel Jr. comes into the game. We only throw the ball at him a few times, number 34. And when the game was on the line, it was Deron Bland versus A.J. Brown on a 3rd down. Knew what was coming. It was a slant route to the boundary. The shortest throw was Devontae Smith in a one-on-one situation with Siobhan Revel. You chose to go best on best with A.J. Brown and Deron Bland. He locked A.J. Brown up, played inside for the slant, and you let Siobhan Revel go free with Devontae Smith. That right there is all Kevin Patullo not using your players and abandoning the run game.
Mm-hmm. So do you agree with Ruben? And I'm with Ruben.
100%.
So, yeah, Jaws, not that we're making this decision, but the play calling was abysmal.
Well, the same guy called the plays when we had a 21-0 lead. So, I hate to make a quick knee-jerk decision because we're all ticked off right now that we lost the game. I prefer to wait till tomorrow when I look at the tape and kind of see what they did differently after taking a 21-0 lead. But to me, and I'm not sure, Chase, you said, you got to run the ball. This team is a running football team. We were the Super Bowl champions last year. We called our plays 54% of the time run. We had I'm looking at quick calculation, like 16 called runs by a running back.
Yeah.
You can't run the ball.
Well, that doesn't. You can't quit on. You can't quit on Rube. You can't quit on it.
Saquon had 10 carries for 22 yards.
You can't quit it. We had a 21-0 lead. That's when you pound the football. That's when you.
Right.
The clock is your friend. You don't start playing throw ball. Even with 21-0, you just don't start playing that kind of game. You don't do it. Playing so.
I mean, what happened to the discipline we had on this team? Where we always crossed every T and dotted every I. Went out there and finished plays. We didn't finish anything today. I thought that we just abandoned, like you said, abandoned the run. But then making the right decisions. We didn't make any right decisions at that. I mean, for us to go in, they took advantage of Cooper DeJean out there one-on-one. Can we bring a safety over to try to help over the top? Can we have something like that? I mean, we didn't do any of that. They went out there and made number 3 just the best player ever. Pickens, yes, you're good, but you're not that damn good that you can go out and just one-on-one just beat everybody on the field. Come on now.
And CD was our friend once again.
Yeah.
It could have been worse with CD Lamb. He dropped 4 of them.
Yeah.
Dropped
9
4 of them.
catches.
Yeah.
George Pickens, 9 catches on 9 targets, 146
No,
yards.
you knew that was going to
and a
happen. I
touchdown.
mean, it was just a matter of could they score enough points.
Yeah, we put Pickens in the Pro Bowl. I mean, he's got over 1,000 yards now.
Put him in the Pro Bowl. He was already going to the Pro Bowl.
I just hope he's not,
How about
hope he's not going to any other bowl.
14 penalties.
Well, that's discipline.
The two others were.
That's what you lay
2 others
right in the coach's lap. Discipline.
Absolutely.
That's a lack of
And mo-
discipline when you have that many penalties.
And most of those were offensive penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go down to Dallas right now, check in with Dave Zangaro. Dave, I don't know what you saw down there in person versus what we see or what we saw on television, but it looked ugly, I'm sure, both places. What were your thoughts on this loss after 21-0 lead?
Domino's new spicy chicken bacon ranch is looking hot. Is that?
Lead.
Yeah, I mean, you guys hit on a lot of it. Just an undisciplined football team today. And to see them get off to that start, they did 21 points on their first 3 drives. They had a chance in this game to put them away, and the offense completely dried up. And, this is the type of game that makes you realize why so many of us were concerned about this football team. Even though the record looked really good, there were some cracks under the surface, and I think all of those got exposed in this game. I think this was a horrifically coached football game. I think offensively we saw they couldn't do, I heard you guys talking about them running the football. I think theoretically they want to be a run the ball type of team. They're just not. And then they get into a situation where they have a big lead and they don't know what to do. They couldn't put them away. And then you're asking your defense against a really good offense to take care of business. And look, I thought they did some good things in this game. It's hard for me to fault the defense too much. I know they gave up a ton of yards. They got decimated in the secondary. If you score one more touchdown after those first 3 drives, you win this game. So to me, there's a lot of blame to go around after you lose a game like that. I think a lot of it has to squarely fall on the shoulders of Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo.
What about defensively, Dave? What was missing from the defensive line pressure? Because it seems as if Dak Prescott had ample time to pass. They did get to him once. They were close several times to getting to him. He does have a quick release, I get it, but that's the best recipe for interceptions, and they had one. But the best way to attack an offense is get to the quarterback. What did you see?
Yeah, there were also a few plays, Michael, where he was able to use his legs, not scramble for a bunch of yards, but just to buy some time. And that was effective in this game. And then once the Eagles started losing their defensive backs, you lose Adoree Jackson, who, at the beginning of the season wasn't playing very well. He's been pretty solid the last few weeks. That's a big loss. Then Reed Blankenship. And then at the very end, we'll find out how bad that Andrew Makuba injury is. But they got decimated in the secondary. You're right. They didn't get enough pressure up front. That's a recipe for disaster. And, we talk so much about the potential of Cooper DeJean playing outside. As soon as he bumped outside full-time, the Cowboys kept attacking that. It seems like their best option is going to be Adoree Jackson whenever he's healthy.
All right, Dave, we'll check back with you down in Dallas as the Eagles fall 24-21, last-second field goal that puts the Cowboys on top. And by the way, Dallas now 5-5-1. So they were
2 games behind us now.
Yeah, 2 games behind, but no, they would have been 4-6-1, as you said. They would have been making their golf plans.
Can I respectfully disagree with something Dave said?
Sure.
He said he thought the offense played pretty well. I mean, the defense played pretty well. They gave up 473 yards. Wow. 473 yards this defense gave up. That's not playing well. That's sticking up the place.
And they own the line of scrimmage, the Cowboys.
That's the biggest thing right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's the shocking
Yes.
part, because in the first game, they owned the line of scrimmage. And in the second game, they wore on them because they had the ball most of the second half, the Cowboys did, and was able to control the line of scrimmage. When you have that, it's hard for a defense to play well, but at some point, just think about this, like our tacklers, our leading tacklers were three defensive backs, Cooper DeJean, Sidney Brown, and Adoree Jackson, 4, and then Reed Blankenship. Where is Zach Bond? Where is the defensive line? That tells the story that guys are not making plays. The secondary, the last line of defense had to make the plays to save the day for them.
I mean, I was looking for it. I was here.
If you hold this team to 24 points, you should win.
Right.
I mean, this offense is not going to score fewer than 24 points in very many games. They're explosive. They have weapons all over the place. I think they're well coached on the offensive side of the football. Look, the defense didn't play well. You give up almost 500 yards. You can't say they played well, but I think it's a really tough place when one side of the ball has to keep the team in the game because the other side of the ball's doing nothing. And they got some stops. They got some takeaways. They had 2 good fourth down stops. It just wasn't enough.
I mean, 3 and out. How do you expect to, have the ball 3 and out? I mean, that's a good quarterback. You say like it or not, you look at it, Dak Prescott is a hell of a quarterback, and he is, he's very good, especially when he's at home. But to have the offensive line and defensive line got beat up like that, they got manhandled today in that second half. I mean, it was unbelievable how much they played on our side of the line of scrimmage defensively, and then, they were driving us back and running the rock in the second half. So to me, the trenches are where you win the game, and we lost on both sides tonight.
To me, it's about the attempts. Remember, it's not about how many yards you make in the run game. It's about how intentional you are when it comes to dedicating yourself to the run game. And I don't think the Eagles did that. Because we had so much success passing the ball, it was an afterthought. And yes, was it 10 carries for Saquon for 22 yards? Yeah, but they were sporadic. They were one here, one there. It was never any cohesiveness or any full attempt to run the football. And I think that is the downside of the Eagles' offense.
I thought when they did move the ball, it was because they were throwing it.
No, you're right.
I would have liked to see it a little more, Bigsby in the mix.
And what the hell are we doing on special teams? I mean, for us to fill the ball going backwards, and I was always, and I'm an offensive lineman, but I know that once you pass the 10, you cannot back up and fill the ball. I don't care how much you think you're a playmaker, you just do not do that. And for him to do that and then cause a fumble, come on now. Now the defense stepped up, but still, you just can't do that.
That was Xavier
Special
Gibson.
teams were atrocious.
Yeah, Xavier
Another
Gibson gets
poor
the ball on
performance.
the 2-yard line instead of letting it drop. He gets the ball. You know what the deal is. Let it go. Let it bounce, hopefully, into the end zone.
He's running around like this, and Michael yells, he's going to fumble.
This is
a second later he fumbled.
This is the
like a
reason.
loaf of bread.
Yeah, that's the reason why he wasn't in with the Jets or with the Giants, right? That's
Right.
the same reason is because he would turn the ball over in those situations, and we found out the hard way.
He's already done that. Like, I don't even know why he's still on the team.
All right, quarterback comparison right now. Let's take a look. Presented by Team Toyota, and this is Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. And the Eagles were looking for a sweep of the Cowboys for a second consecutive season, and that's a rare thing. Not going to happen this year, obviously. 354 yards by Dak Prescott. Jalen Hurts, 289, had a touchdown, also had a rushing touchdown, and then 2 touchdowns for Prescott. He had a rushing touchdown as well. 2 rushing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. But there were plays, the sack, that was a crusher, 13-yard sack that he took at the end of the game.
That was a killer. But from a quarterback perspective, watching the game and looking at those numbers, I'm impressed. I thought both quarterbacks played outstanding football. Jalen, at this point in his career, should not take a sack at that point in the game.
No.
One of those things that happen, he's got to be, and usually he has game awareness and spatial awareness, as Tom Brady said about 20 times tonight. But Jalen played a terrific game. Dak Prescott played a terrific game. The quarterbacks didn't lose this game. They made it an entertaining, exciting football game.
I don't know about that. I thought Jalen didn't. I mean, because you're the quarterback, I'm just saying, I'm giving everybody an F because you didn't win this game. Come on, for us to go in and not.
That's not fair.
I mean, it's fair because we lost the game. We did not give this defense an opportunity to be great, and then on the other hand, the defensive line didn't give this defense enough to be
We
great. And
spotted
then
that
on the
defensive
offensive line
21
didn't
nothing
either.
lead.
Yeah,
They could hold a 21 in
and
the
then we
first
sent
half.
it, but then we sent it out every other second to go back out, to go
Three and
back
out,
out,
three
to
and
go
out, three
back
and out.
out.
And then you gave the biggest indictment of what they needed to do. You said that they need to be great on first down.
That's correct.
What happened on first down?
They weren't
How
great.
many penalties we have on first down? That's undisciplined play. To not be able to just keep a drive going. We couldn't get it started. Hands to the face thing. I mean, come on. Now, I understand that. But then, the false starts, not being able to go out there and play defense, on receivers on the outside. They took advantage of our guy, Coop, being out there on the outside, and we didn't have anybody over the top to help him. I mean, that's just coaching right there. So many things that we can go through in the second half. First half, man, I'm sitting back drinking my Dunkin' Donuts, Carl. I'm thinking I'm good, you know what I'm saying? Come on, the second half, I got to put it down because I got too much caffeine in me for drinking the Dunkin' Donuts, and now I'm like pissed. Come on now.
Where was Jaden Phillips today?
Hang on, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. What was that?
2 weeks we had him in Canton. Now I don't think we said his name the whole game.
No, not this game. But when it comes to Saquon, and somebody had to say this. Somebody has to say it. He's running like he's satisfied. Saquon is running the ball like he's satisfied. Even when he catches the ball out of the backfield. I was taught as a receiver, we're pretty. We get out of bounds. The running backs, you go and make yards. You make a guy miss and you continue to play. When it comes to the running back position, Saquon is catching the ball and stepping out of bounds, trying not to get hit, going underneath tackles. He is not running like he is ready and hungry for it. He's running like he's been satisfied. I won my Super Bowl. I got my money. Let me take this year off. Saquon, you have to step it up.
The long pause. Classic.
Won my Super Bowl. I got my money. Let me take this year off. Saquon, you have to step it up. He just has to.
Yeah. And how long have you noticed that he's been running the ball like that?
He's been timid. He's more timid than what we see. And that's why people are saying Tank Bigsby is because they notice a hungry running back and a guy that's a little satisfied.
In Saquon's defense, excuse me one second, last year, he had 3.8 yards before contact in every carry. 3.8 yards before contact, before any defender touched him. This year, not counting this game, it's 1.7. 1.7 yards. That's a significant difference. So, a lot of that is the offensive line, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, you're good.
But I think it's a combination of the offensive line not giving him spatial awareness to where he can run.
It's not just the runs. It's when they swing the ball out to him in the flat. Or they throw it to him in the middle.
Out of bounds,
he is burying himself in the ground. He looks like the greatest show on turf. Looks like Terry Holt and Isaac Bruce getting underneath tackles. That's what and running backs are not supposed to be like that.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Saquon's online too for you.
It's the truth.
You're right. We're all
I
seeing
don't
it.
get how. I mean, we've all been saying, oh, the holes aren't there for Saquon. There's no room for him to run. And then, Tank Bigsby, he's like an undrafted guy who's they got for a late round pick. And he only had one carry today. It was for 8 yards. He's averaging over 9 yards a carry. Why do things look differently when he has the ball?
There's a quickness factor. He brings a quickness factor.
There's something. Yeah, Saquon just isn't, for whatever reason, he's just not Saquon.
Take a look at the first two games against the Dallas Cowboys. This is our official review presented by AAA, and you'll see as we take a look at this first 3 drives in Week 1, 21 points. Today, 21 points. Rest of the game in Week 1, 3. Today, 0. First 3 drives, 216 yards. Today, 192. So comparable. Right. Rest of the game in Week 1, 41. Today, 147. So they weren't getting the yards after they put up those 21 points.
Ton of them.
Not a ton of them.
Well, they kept stubbing themselves with the foot by going 3 and out.
Well, the
penalties since 2007. Most penalties in 18 years.
Every time Dallas got the ball on a big play, what happened? It was a penalty. You know what I'm saying? It's disheartening to see how undisciplined this team was. When we talk about this team, going in and fighting and doing things the right way, doing things the Eagle way. Is this becoming the Eagle way to play undisciplined, to have all these penalties? I don't know what the last 3 weeks as far as penalties, what we've been getting, but I'm sure it's up there, tops in the NFL of penalties in the second half, or penalties period, especially on big plays.
Yeah. All right, we're pointing the finger at everybody because everybody deserves the blame. The Eagles with a 21-0 lead, they give it all back and end up losing this one, just their third loss of the season. But when it's to the hated Dallas Cowboys, it really hurts, especially when it looked like a W for the Birds. As we continue, we'll hear from Nick Sirianni, we'll hear from Jalen Hurts. We've got all the interviews with Dave Zangaro in the locker room coming your way on Eagles Post-Game Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
Airwick Scented Oils keeps...
I don't even have to give the stats. You heard them right there. Normally, I would give stats on videos being made by the Eagles, win or loss. But these guys have given you the stats for the entire game, from the first quarter, from the first half to the second half. Makes no sense. We lose this game 24-21 against Dallas Cowboys, y'all. Holler back. Peace out.